Hey guys, what's going on? Paul here. Welcome back to another Cardano video. So in this one, we'll take a look at the latest for the Vasil hard fork. Where do we stand right now? So we'll look at the SPOs, how many have updated by now, exchanges, who has started to update, who is already updated as well, and what else we need on that side too. dApps as well, where do they stand in terms of hitting the targets we need on that side as well. You might have also seen the brand intimacy study going around where Cardano came out as the top crypto in that. So we'll take a very quick look at that towards the end as well. So links that I talk about will be down below. Give the video a share if you think others can benefit. Comment questions, anything like that. Give it a like. I do appreciate it. Let's jump into it. Okay, and just before we get into the Vasil updates, just to mention the 3 interviews that were out last week. I know they're not always as popular as just general update videos, but there is some good stuff in them, I would say. If you're interested in certain topics, if NFTs is your thing or you want to look at NFTs outside of just collectibles, myself and Patrick talked through all of that, as well as what Endmaker are doing. Cornucopias, the guys were on to talk about the custom dome sale that happened just on the weekend. I was lucky enough to get a few in that, but we talk about kind of the future and what's happened for Cornucopias, timelines and different things like that as well. Sebastian, this one here, getting some really good feedback on this because we talk about a lot of different topics in that one, ranging from differentiating between layer 1s like Cardano, layer 2s, sidechains, trying to break it down fairly simply what all of this stuff is, what Sebastian and DC Spark are actually doing with Milkameda, Flint, and across the Cardano ecosystem as well. So make sure you check them out and subscribe if you're not subscribed to the channel. So looking at Vasil, where do we stand? I've been putting out updates across Twitter with kind of just the metrics and where things are. So if you want more regular updates, you can follow over there. And we'll start here with the SPO one. You can see here that SPOs had to get to 75% of blocks minted on the 1.35.3 version. Actually, if I take you to the IOG article here, which is continually being updated from the dApp and the exchange side, you can see they say what's needed to trigger the hard fork. 75% of mainnet blocks being created by the final Vasil Node version, which we have already hit, which you've seen there, and I'll show you in a minute. Approximately 25 exchanges upgraded, representing 80% of ADA liquidity, and then the top 10 dApps by TVL confirmed they have upgraded to 1.35.3 on pre-production and are ready for mainnet. So if we look at Pool Tool, this is the screenshot you will see going around a lot, is one from here, and these are all live network stats for Cardano as well. You can see in this current epoch, which started last night, 77% of blocks so far have been minted by 1.35.3, and thank you to every SPO who has upgraded their pools. We still need more people to upgrade, but at the current figures, that is enough to trigger the hard fork on the SPO side. So hopefully the rest will update by the time we get to the actual hard fork as well. And you can come in here, you can check per epoch, per day, 12 hours. So you see the change slightly, but overall we look to have hit the metric for SPOs, which is great to see as well. And another one that you can check out here is over on CXC Explorer. You can see here pools supporting the final version. You can see green are all the pools that have already upgraded, and then red are the ones that haven't yet. And if you look at the latest blocks, you can see here green are all the blocks coming in on the latest hard fork version, and red are ones that haven't updated yet. If you wanted to check any pool, then if I look for my own pool here, then you can scroll down, go to blocks, and what you can see under blocks then is you can see all the latest blocks that have come in for the pool, and over on the right you can see the producer, which is Vasil for my pools, because they are up on the latest version for the hard fork already. So that's the SPOs. The next one then is the 25 exchanges, and I suppose my Twitter post is the latest one here. You can see we have 3 ready on it already, 15 are in progress, which means they're updating at the minute. And if you look at the volume on exchanges, then once we get Coinbase and Huobi upgraded, I think we'll be very close to that 80% metric. They do say the 80% metric is about 25 exchanges. If you go down through it here, you can look at the different exchanges yourselves. So Coinbase haven't started yet. Hopefully we'll see that this week. When they updated this morning, there was a lot more exchanges put into progress. We can see Crypto.com, Kraken, OKEX here as well, which would all have fairly decent volume on them. So good to see they've started it. You can see Bitrue are ready. Who are the other ones? Endax.io, not one that I use. LCX, again, not one that I use, but good to see exchanges updating there as well. So that's the latest on exchanges. I will put a link to this one below because it's continually being updated. When you look at the dApps then, where do we stand? So again, this is the latest that IOG have for each of these dApps. It's up to the dApps themselves to upgrade and let IOG know. I think down here you can either email this person here or put out a post ready for Vasil and tag that person on Twitter as well. So a good way for dApps to let their own communities know that yes, they are ready, and hopefully most of them will be very close. You can see MinSwap are still in testing, SundaySwap are in testing as well. Or actually, they've tested on DevNet on preview and they're in their final testing on pre-production, which is good to see. Wing Riders are in testing. MuesliSwap, they don't have an update there yet. Hopefully they can get one in the next day or so. LendingPond look to be ready. They've tested on all, which is great. ADEX, they're awaiting info from them as well. ADA are ready. Vifinance are in testing as well. Meld and Revuto, they're waiting for information back from them dApps as well. And then we see down here, D Quadrant are tested and ready to go, which is great to see. Look, I would say every day at this stage is going to make a big difference and a big change on this page here. I will put out more updates, as I say, more regular ones on Twitter. And then maybe towards the end of the week, we'll do another summary video like this to see where everyone stands in terms of the hard fork. Once we hit the 3 criteria mentioned up here, these ones here, what happens then is they can submit the hard fork proposal to the network. That goes in by the end of whatever epoch you're in. It goes in by the end of that epoch, and 5 days later, the hard fork, the changes will all come into effect then. Okay, one final thing just before we finish up, and that is the Top Brand Intimacy 2022 rankings. So this is a report that came out, I think last week it came out, so you can see a bold step forward, now leveraging artificial intelligence and big data to rank over 600 of the world's leading brands based on emotional connection. So if we go down here, you can see the top 10 here and the score that they all got. So Disney, Tesla, Apple, Sony, YouTube, Mercedes, Trader Joe's, Netflix, Android, and Sega make out the top 10 in this report here. And if you look down here, then you see the different industries that they looked across, the average score for each. So you see crypto coming in here at number 8. Now, I'd say if you looked at this time last year, crypto probably would have been liked a bit more across the industry when the markets were better, but still looking fairly good. So again, they break down each of the companies or the top companies here. And the one I want to show you is for Cardano. It comes in at number 26. So in its own industry, it comes in at number 1. So it was the top rated crypto in terms of basically the overall opinion of it. So we know that already, that Cardano has a brilliant community out there. One of the biggest aspects of Cardano is the community, or one of the big strengths of Cardano is the community that's out there. So great to see that this is starting to be recognized here. So again, I'll let you guys go through the report. If you look, let's see actually where, so Cardano come in here at 26, Bitcoin come in at 30. I do have, here's the breakdown on crypto. Actually, you can see Cardano was the number 1 for crypto, Bitcoin, Polkadot, Ethereum, Tether. Not sure should that be coming in there, but this is how it all breaks down anyway. And I will leave links to these ones down below that you can check out. Do subscribe if you're new. I will put another video like this together towards the end of the week to see where we stand on Vasil and when we should hopefully get that. With the progression over the last few days, I would expect to see it maybe mid-September. We can hopefully get that kickoff into the Vasil era for Cardano. So thanks for watching, guys. I do appreciate it, and I'll talk to you soon. Have a great week.